the fluid, and the emotions and the feelings is a form of a curse. It's a form of a curse for a spiritual being. So they're saying for a spiritual being, having a soul is a curse. But for a being with a vessel to live in this experience, you need a soul. So as a spirit, you need a soul and able to move this vessel. So we know if the soul came second, vibration, motion, movement, emotion, then that's what it takes. It takes the time and experience, the seconds, it takes that fluid to move this vessel. So the idea of this vessel can't be moved without the soul. So spirits look at having a soul as bringing themselves into density, bringing themselves out into a form of a hell. So to a spiritual being, the form of the woman vessel share all the attributes of the negative, of the yin. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm trying to get you to understand that that's only from this God, these gods understanding. These gods in Galactic Federation of Light who rule this realm of reality, who created this earth, not the unthinkable entity, and not even the other many entities within the unthinkable entity. We're talking about one little solar system, and gods within that. We're talking about a city within a state. We're not even talking about the country or the whole globe. We're talking about one city within a state. And we're talking about this city having a bunch of government officials, aka the gods of the city, ruling everybody in that city, aka the vessels in that city. You see what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. That's what's going on. This is why you're able to have government and all that shit now. This is why you're not allowed to be a president if you don't go by Christianity.
Thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground.
All this is more experience.
Thou taken,
more
for
time.
dust thou art, and unto
more
dust
physicality.
shalt thou return.
More dense.
And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them. And the Lord God said,
Behold.
See, now they got skin, now they got now they got skin and all this shit. Now they more dense. The more experience, the more dense. The more, that's for an example. You put an animal or a bug, or you put any species in a habitat for a long amount of time. The more time and experience, it starts to develop resistant mechanisms for what's going on. You see what I'm saying? That's just like when it's cold outside, humans go get a coat. They develop a mechanism. So that is, and then the more and more they know what winter is, the more and more we're able to develop mechanisms for how we can live in the wintertime. So effectively. So basically, that's just experience. More experiences and more time in wintertime, we're able to elaborate and create more mechanisms. So that's basically what this is. They're getting into their physical vessel, spaceship is becoming more dense, more physical, more experiences now. You know what I'm saying? And the more dense, more physical, the more realities, the more you're going to forget the true spiritual soul nature that you had. And that's what this being is trying to get these vessels to do.
A man has become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now,
see,
lest he put...
Man and woman has become one of us, to know good or evil. So this vessel now has the power to understand that it is a God, but it's stuck in a vessel. So man has become one of us, but it's in a lower density, a lower vibration. And we're gonna start getting Anunnakis now and all kind of shit. I mean, and Nephilims and shit after this. But for the most part, around this time, everything is becoming more dense now and more into physicality. You know what I'm saying? And because due to more experiences. And more experiences into the knowledge that they know. And if they know a middle ground now, which is middle knowledge, they know the light and aspects of the realm of reality that they in. Now they know how to control their own circumstances. Now, since they're in a less physical body now, they just have to do that and with more experiences now, more time, more days of it, more of it. You know what I'm saying? More and more of it. Which this physical vessel over time going to start to become tired and start to need to be transformed. That's another video.
Forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever.
Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life.
Now that's where I came in, Archangel Uriel. I blocked that whole shit off. I blocked that whole emotional stance off and all that shit. That's me. I'm the flaming sword. They ain't named me, but that's me, Archangel Uriel. I'm right there, and I'm gonna stop this video right there because we only 11 and 58 seconds. We only 12 minutes into the Genesis book and already seen a bunch of discrepancies and everything. Now I must make a disclaimer. No mean necessary right now that everything is true, but the truth is in everything. Now, as far as this Bible and the ramifications that they're trying to get you to understand right now, what we understand so far is in a being, which in this solar system, there are gods, there were spirits that already understand it was less dense. They created a realm of reality, a worldview. They created a high realm of reality of it and a low realm of reality of it. Which with the waters, a high excitement emotion and a low density emotion, right? Then they felt the low density emotion, what you can't see, right? And then they felt what you can see. So what you can see is ultimately what you're going to be attracted to. So when they start to engineer, these beings started to engineer. Once they created this realm of reality in the snake pit, they started to engineer a vessel to experience this realm of reality. Now they're outside looking in, so they know what they created. They're just not able to experience what they created. So now you have one of the beings that participated in this, who knew how to skip the process of experiencing the realm of reality that they just created, and went in the realm of reality as a frequency itself. So when it became solid, due to the outer experience of it, it became snake-like. You know what I'm saying? Now, the information that this reptilian has right now in the development of this vessel being created, engineered by a bunch of different beings, became mankind. So mankind have no choice but to be orchestrated into the mankind being its in, ultimately, which is the solar system, because the gods within the solar system have no bigger idea than the being that they're in, and the being that they're in is the solar system as a collective itself is one being. So the gods in it, who pick up certain frequencies and learn about them in this being, they may take certain attributes and certain frequencies out of in the solar system, and they may have become gods of certain frequencies, right? And when they come together, they want to create a world that they can rule over, because they know that they're not the ruler over the world that they're in, basically. So there's always something in something, in something, in something. So now that this world that they can see that's pleasurable to them, that they could create, was part of Earth. Now they're part of creating Earth now. Now this is a snake pit already, because of the situation of how they did it. Now, once a reptilian activated the reptilian aspect of the vessel that all these beings created, which you're using all these beings, but that's another video. The art of seeing things from a gray area point of view, not having things as black or white. You get that from that's being enlightened by the grays attribute of you being engineered by. You know what I'm saying? You being able to love and appreciate and value what you have come from a Palladian attribute. You know what I'm saying? And things of such forth. But let's stay on track. Now, once a vessel was the spaceship to be able to live in this realm of reality was created, now you got certain spirits and beings that's able to hijack this vessel. You see what I'm saying? Which when they were saying the life being breath, air, information, a spirit is now being able to take over this vessel, an idea. So this is why when you have children, they already have personalities. They already have ideas. And you can break down the concept of their idea based upon their planetary alignment within the solar system. Because we know the idea of the being we're in is the solar system. That is the idea of this being. And pieces of this being is the planets that's separate. Is the pieces of this being as a whole being. You see what I'm saying? So this is why when you have a kid, it already has personality. You have 3 or 4 or 5 different kids raised by the same people. They all different kids act differently. You see what I'm saying? So because this vessel was engineered by all these other outer beings looking in, now spirits are able to hijack these vessels and able to experience this realm of reality in this realm of reality because they're utilizing the spaceship now, engineered by a bunch of other beings. So this vessel itself is going to carry a lot of these traits that you may be blocked from or maybe have access to due to your spirit, your idea. The ideas that you have, there's the spirit of you that hijacked it. Certain spirits are enlightened, aka spirit, space, information, frequency, your frequency, are enlightened about certain things that other spirits are enlightened about. So when a spirit jump in these vessels as being born, when you may be a different spirit than someone else. You are a different person than someone. You are a different person than your brother. This is why y'all have different personalities, whether you're a twin or not, right? But that twins is another video. That's another video. But for the sake of this, you are a different person, different spirit. So your spirit makes you see things differently than this person, aka sounds, frequencies, ideas, your space within the space, your spirit. So when your spirit hijacked this vessel, it might see certain attributes in this vessel that another person can't see. This is why you're able to do things in this body that another person can't do, and they can do things that you can't do, because the spirit that you got when you start to utilize this vessel, you may have access to certain things or certain gray beings or certain reptilian attributes that another person may utilize different with their spirit, because their spirit, aka frequency, sound, light, see other parts of this vessel. You know what I'm saying? And your soul going to experience different parts of this vessel. Your soul, your experience, going to experience. So your soul may experience certain parts that another person's soul don't, because you come from different areas, different lives. So this vessel being here is being able to be hijacked by beings and different gods from other solar systems, aka other beings, other different areas of the universe. So when it come here and see things in this realm of reality and experience things by hijacking this vessel, this is why you see things and experience things totally different. You're having a totally different experience because your soul and your spirit is in a totally different place. But if you have a vessel, if you are a man, woman, you are a vessel engineered by a bunch of different internal beings. So when you are interacting here, this is why you may be in the same place here, but in totally different places internally, because your spirit and soul live and experience 2 different worlds, 2 different places, 2 different solar systems, 2 different areas of life. See what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stop this video because I could go on and on and on. I ain't no telling how long I went now, but it's just so much shit, like, you know what I'm saying, and it can't even be deciphered right. But you know, that's what we dealing with. Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. Goddamn.